You know what, right? So we done a feature on your micro.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, listen to this, guys, yeah? I'm not even trying to be big-headed or anything like this, but this is what happened, right? So we done a feature on Boris the Micro, and if you don't know who that is, I'm going to get Jack to explain everything in a bit. But anyway, we're out in his car, and do you remember, I think I was in the driver's seat, and we pulled over for the end of the video or something, waiting in the lay-by, and this mate he's drove by, and I think he's like, oh, like really excited, right? And then he's turned around come back. And I'm so used to people like noticing me, oh, Jamie, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, cool, like it's cool, like, you know, and I'm used to that shit. But when I'm with someone else, I'm not usually used to them noticing them, like if that makes sense. Or it hasn't happened in a lot of situations. Anyway, so this mate's pulled back up, he's hopped out of his car, he's come round, bro, he did not even know who I was. He didn't know who I was. He was speaking to, and it was like, see, this guy's a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not that I didn't think you were, but like, your YouTube is playing catch up to your TikTok, right? Because your TikTok 100%. Is what blew you up.
Everyone, sorry, I got my wires.
That's cool.
Everyone knows me from my TikTok. Everyone's like, oh, that's the TikTok micro. Oh, yeah, I know you off TikTok. Nobody's like, oh, yeah, Jack off YouTube. Nobody knows me from YouTube. But it's one of those things where, like, it's a crazy feeling. Like, I properly started my TikTok. I was like, let's give this a go.
Yeah, take us back. Take us right back.
Okay, I'll take you back.
Tell us the thought behind starting it. Why TikTok?
Okay, well, firstly, I'd seen TikTok and I was like, it was at a point where everyone was like, oh, this is a dancing app for girls. Like, you know, don't go on TikTok.
Bro, can I tell you about how I found out that TikTok is for adults?
Go on.
Bro, like, someone told me, shout out to this bro. Sorry for butting in.
That's right.
Yeah. I know who it was, but I totally fucking forgot his name and I feel terrible. But he had an RS3, he's been on the channel, and he said to me, he goes, Jay, he was like, bro, you need to start TikTok. And I'm like, bro, I'm so busy, I ain't got time for shit. Yeah. And he's like, bro, I posted a video, I got 200,000 views. The engagement, the hashtags, everything works better. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a try. But TikTok's for fucking little kids. Like, you know what I mean? Dancing, bro, I ain't going to be doing no dance moves and fucking all that shit. He's like, trust me. Bro, I went on to TikTok. I've never seen so much boobies in my life.
Bro, you just go, like, it's like one of those things, like, my parents downloaded TikTok. I'm like, guys, right, I'm just warning you. Like, you're going to see some, I don't even want to say what you're going to see. And they go on it and they're just like, Mum, just, stop scrolling. It's going to happen.
Exactly. It's only when, right, do you know what? So when I first got on TikTok, I was scrolling and I was seeing the boobies and I was watching the boobies or whatever, and I'd be scrolling and I'd be looking for the boobies. I'm like, it's got to be one coming soon. But the more you look at it, the more it happens. Like, so your feed just becomes that. And it's all the dances, right? And you know, like, I think at the time, do you remember that as for me, like, that Bus It song? It's just like, bus it, that's it. Do you know the girls like acting normal and then they drop down and they're doing something?
It's one of those things, man, where obviously as like a normal man, you're gonna watch that and say, you're going to watch the video.
You can't not watch it.
And the TikTok algorithm is like a dog, right? You train the dog, and the more you train it, the more it knows what you want, right?
Okay.
The more you watch of that, the more it's going to show you. So you just start watching it and say, I watched that. I mean, it was a bit of a pointless video, but I'm going to watch it anyways. Scroll up. There's another one.
There's another one.
Through, and it's just like...
And then, do you know what I like about TikTok, right? Is that if you... So, like, basically, using that as an example, that Bus It song where the girls drop, right? So then you realise, you can click on that song and see all the other girls or people who have done it. So shout out to my missus. I am a taken man. I love my missus very much, right? There's nothing wrong with looking, I guess, right? It's not really my style too much, just in case the missus probably. And but all she's hearing is bus it. My phone's just popping off. Like, I've got the phone angled over here, like, you know what I mean? She's not paying attention. She must just think, oh fucking, he likes this song, like, you know what I mean? Little bit later, I think she clocked that this is a phase. Then you got to be tactile with it. You can watch it once, or if she knows the song, you can't even let it play for too long.
You just say, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh right, I know it's coming. It's on the For You page. Right, I've got 1, 2, right.
yeah. Falling right down, silent. Just going to the toilet. I quickly found out that this is more than just dancing. It is. And I do like TikTok. It's so fucking addictive.
It's
the only one I can stay on for hours,
bro. It's literally, it's one of those things where it is, you can be on there and you're just like, boom, an hour's gone. It's just, I've got to pull myself off it sometimes. It's like, look, you can't waste your whole day on this.
Bro, there's 2 ways I can kill time, or make time go really quickly. It's either editing, because I just get engrossed in it, or 100%. TikTok. If I want to lose an hour, open that TikTok app. Close the TikTok app, the fucking hour's gone. It's just like that, boom.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the same with editing. To be fair, like editing, time goes so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry. Before I start talking about boobies, take us back to your journey of TikTok, sir.
Okay, so going back to the beginning. So I started my TikTok account. I was in the gym, and I was like, because I had this white Nissan Micra, which, funnily enough, Jamie, your video on that cheap Micra inspired me to buy, which is crazy because all of this might not have happened if you didn't post that video on that bloke. His name was Jack as well.
His name was Jack. I spoke to him a little while ago too.
Yeah, and that Turbo Micra, I saw him and I was like, he's a sound guy. He built it all himself, and he was just ragging around this little turbo thing that he built for like £600, and I was like, that is sick. I want to do that. So I bought.
So So hang on, right? So hang on. Is this like? This is crazy now because if they're not trying to be big-headed, and listen, I think I have other people to praise for there being an officially gassed. But there's a potential that you might not have done what you've done 100%. Had I not done that video.
100%, bro.
That's crazy.
I watched that video, mate, and I loved it. I loved it, and I loved the bloke that drove it, and I loved your reaction when you drove it, and you were just laughing about it. It wasn't too serious. It wasn't like 1,000 brake, blah, blah, blah. It was just a little 100 brake Micra, and you just rag around.
It's like the polar opposite of, like, you know what I mean? It's like, just put all this kind of crazy, serious shit, spending billions of pounds on these mods to chase numbers. Let's just take it right back. Exactly. It was one of those, like, you know what I mean?
It was homemade, it was excellent. So I watched that video, and I was like, I'm getting a Micra. So I found one on Marketplace, white, paint was peeled, it looked absolutely crap, but that was part of the reason why I wanted it. I was like, I want a kind of little crappy thing. And going back to, obviously, I never did any work on my own cars back then, so I was like, I knew my mate Dan, who worked down at Shipbox Motors, big up Dan, and I was like, Dan, I've got a turbo kit, make it work. I had no clue what I was doing, didn't think about fueling, didn't think about any ECUs or anything, or standalone ECUs, I didn't think about anything. I literally was like, put turbo on car, and car should go fast. And that was my mentality, so I did that. And whilst the car...
Did it go fast? I bet it fucking did too.
Bro, we were literally running like 1.5 bar of boost, and I had no clue because, you know, it was internally gated. I had no way of checking the boost pressure. So I
just had all the boost, basically.
I had all the boost, and it blew up in a week. So it didn't go for very long, but I had the car for a while, and it looked pretty cool because it was like this old, rusty, crappy Micra with a sick, like, turbo setup underneath. So I was like, you know what, let me do a little video on this. I've seen people blow up on TikTok. You know what, let's just try it. I'm not going to speak.
So your first video, or your first kind of video creation on a car was TikTok, not YouTube, yeah?
TikTok, yeah. And it was on this Micra, and it was literally just like a couple of shots of the car looking really crap and rusty, and then there was like a sound where it's like, oops, surprise, and then you just look under the bonnet, and there was that turbo, and it got 800,000 views, bro, on my first one. I posted another video, 50,000, another one, 100,000, another one, 2.3 million. Oh, and I was
it. That's enough to. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, man, this is mental. I'm sick. I was just like,
it's true though. You think like if you're doing those views, you're like, I'm doing something fucking right.
I'm sick, man. And then, but then I realised now that it was because it was young at the time, the app, and that niche was just not explored at all, really.
And what year was this? When we started?
I want to say.
It can only be a couple of years back, right?
2020, yeah. Sorry, like midway through 2020. So yeah, I did that video, and then I just started posting videos about my turbo Micra because that's what people, you know, watched. I was like, people are interested in this, not me. And then I was like, do you know what? I got to about 50,000. I was like, let me just do some videos of me talking. Who cares? Like, look, if people at my school take the piss, so what? I don't care. I've got a little platform here. Let's use it. So I decided to do some videos of like my opinions on this car, my opinions on that car. Those videos did quite well. I had the odd one that got over 100k. Like that was, you know, it was good. It was doing all right. It was building up. Got to around 80k in January of 2021, right? Okay. And I was like, yeah, wouldn't it be fucking funny if I got a car, a real shitbox, and I just let everybody modify it? And they'd do some crazy shit, like they'd have pink everywhere. I knew it'd be pink. Because it's the British public and they like taking piss. And I just like, yeah, guys, you choose what to do with this car. The first video didn't do that well because it wasn't that engaging. But the second video, I started a video saying, you want me to paint my wheels pink? Hook. And I did a whole video of me going to Halford. This was when I was effing and jeffing literally every 5 seconds. Did the mod they wanted and said top comment picks the next modification. So it had a hook, it had a good process, a rewarding end of the video, and it got people to comment. I didn't realise it at the time, but it was a really good idea, but I stumbled across it completely accidentally. Yeah. I just thought it would be funny. Yeah. And so yeah, that's how the Shitbox series started, and that's how Boris started. And I just kept on doing it, and these videos were getting millions of views, and I was like, oh,
what's the most views you've had on like a TikTok video?
10 mil.
Fucking hell, bro.
But
how does it work though? Is it like what, like, if I watched it 5 times, is that I get 5
So
views.
there's in the analytics of TikTok, you can see like how many people have viewed the video and how many. So you can kind of look at the views and say, oh, it's got 10 million views, 8.9 million different accounts have seen it. That was roughly what it was. And I was like, holy shit, man! Like that's like got to be the whole of like the sub 20-year-old UK population. And I'm just like,
and you can tell your
crazy.
demographics too. Is
Yeah,
it basically
you
UK mostly, or
it was most UK, bit of US as well, like 20% US. But I was like, wow, that's crazy. And I just kept on building it up, and then it got to that point where obviously a lot of people say this when they're they've come up on social media or whatever. It's like it's just numbers on a screen, blah blah blah.
Yes.
And then there was one car meet that I went to because it was during a time where it was lockdown, and I didn't go to car meet because I was obviously shit scared of getting nicked or whatever. And I went to the first car meet after lockdown, and I bought Boris to this car meet. He had the black and pink wrap. It was looking brilliant, and it was crazy, bro. Literally, I went inside this underground car park. I parked the car, left it for 5 minutes to go and take a piss in a bush. I came back, and there was like, kid you not, 200 people around the car, and I was like,
what?
oh my god!
That's when you realise.
And they were that's when I realised, and there was like a big crowd of them, a big circle. They were all even like a metre or two away from the car. And I just walked through. I was like, fuck. I've never seen as many people in my life. Yeah. And I walked to the car, and I was like, do you want to give it a rev? And they were all like, yeah, rev it, boy. I was like, what the hell? It's tricky. This is surreal, man.
That's really weird because it's almost like you've went into lockdown. You've done this bill. It was lockdown times, right?
Yeah, it was all during lockdown.
And no one really knows who you are. And then you've come out and you've taken it to this meet, and suddenly you're a celebrity.
Well,
there's celebrity.
It's one of those things you feel like a celebrity, but the thing is with TikTok is that it's all trends. TikTok. This is why I've moved away from TikTok. It's because
you've moved away.
Well, I haven't moved away. I still post on it, and I might do another shitbox series, because people love it. But the problem is with it is that it's such a trend-based platform. Like you look at people like Ollie Bull. I'm sure you've heard of Ollie Bull, right? No. Maybe not.
What does he do?
He basically did like food reviews at school, something really simple, and he just did it in a funny way with his mate Jacob.
And he's on TikTok.
And he was on TikTok, and they had like a month or two period where everyone knew who they were. They were literally getting millions, making my shitbox series look like crap.
I think I know what you're talking about.
They did like little food reviews, like.
Did they do some funny? They done some.
There was like
I think I know what you're talking about. Did they make funny voices? Funny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
And so they did that, and for 2 months they were on top of the world, man. But then after that, thing is with TikTok, people get bored of your content so quickly, and people are looking for a new trend and a new way to move on. Yeah. So it's like, they kind of fell off a little bit, and their whole comments were just full of you fell off, and it's like, man. And I felt sorry for them really because they were just two nice lads making some funny videos. But that's the thing with TikTok is that it's very trend based, so your content will be trending like, oh, I'm sick, blah blah blah. But then a few months down the line, people are on to the next thing. So that's the problem with it. I found.
I mean, see, going back to there's different types of TikTok because again, you're like you have a story. You're building this car. You're getting people to pick the next modification. It's a journey, and so it's a lot deeper in that aspect with like people's input and seeing new things. But like going back to like I don't want to get caught on the boobies, but there's so many girls who get on there and they do dance. Yeah. What they've got to do is just wear a different outfit and dance to a different song. And do you find like I don't even know if you know, but can they keep momentum more, or do they trend?
Because that never gets boring.
Damn
the
right.
problem is damn right. But yeah, the thing is like that. Obviously, guys are always going to like to see content like that. So the thing is with my content is that especially with TikTok, I just started to notice after doing the third one that people just commented the same stuff. Spoiler, rap, tints, boom. And I was like, look, if I keep on doing this, I'm just going to make cars all exactly the same, just with different colours and just all big wings, all lowered, held. Like that's literally it got repetitive.
Yeah.
I thought I want to change it up, and also TikTok does not pay at all. Like well, it does, but it may as well be nothing. Like literally,
really?
I've probably got over 100 million TikTok views, which is
I thought you were about to say 100 million pounds. Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah, mate, got in my pocket. But yeah, it's a TikTok view, by the way. It's not even comparable to a YouTube view. It's so much more difficult to get a YouTube view. But anyways, 100 million TikTok views, and they paid me like $2,000 on a creator fund.
No,
not even that, mate. It's so bad.
But is that right? So YouTube, it kind of works on a different CPM. So like if you're getting views from America, your thing might be a little bit higher per view, or 1,000 views, whatever it is. Is it the same TikTok, or is it like a flat rate?
I actually don't know how it works, to be honest. You just see the money in your creator fund, and you're like, that's how much I've got. And it's one of those things where I was spending, you know, a couple £100 per episode on whatever mod it was.
Oh, you weren't even making it back?
I wasn't making it back.
Yeah.
I set up like a donation thing so people could donate, and I did actually manage to get, you know, a couple thousand through donations, which was really nice. So I managed to allow me to keep doing it for that season.
Yeah.
But then I just figured like, bro, if I want to do this full time, which I do, like I saw people like yourself, and I saw people like Matt Armstrong, like you know, these are two people that I watched, you know, quite a lot when I was doing it.
Yeah.
I was like, they're on YouTube, they're making good money. I'm not going to be able to do it here because even if I do the odd sponsorship, I can't integrate it into a TikTok like you can in a YouTube. Like at the beginning of your videos, you say A-Plan Insurance, you say, or maybe this lot have sponsored it, blah, blah, blah. You've got loads of different ways you can make money. You've got the merch, you've got the ad revenue, you've got the sponsorships. All of that can be encompassed in one video. But with a TikTok, you've got to either do an advert TikTok. You can't do, for example, I couldn't do an episode on the Shitbox series and do an advert in the same one because people
turn off. As soon as you start talking,
because they come across it via the For You page, which is just swipe. It's so easy to get to a new video. People get bored so easily. On YouTube, you're a bit more committed to watching the whole thing. So that's why I was like, you know what? No matter where TikTok goes, in my head, this is not going to be sustainable for me to do all this car stuff and all this filming on that platform. So that's when I decided to make the move to go to YouTube. Okay. And you know, it's growing slowly, but that's kind of part of it that I quite like, to be fair.
Yeah, because I guess with TikTok, it just went boom.
In a month, I went from 100 to 1 million in a month.
Wow.
And it's just crazy. I was getting 100,000 new followers like every couple of days.
Yeah.
And
that's crazy.
And it is crazy. And at the time, it felt amazing. But I look back on it and I just think, yeah, I had a good idea. Like I luckily just came across this good idea. But it's in a weird kind of way. I didn't really feel like I deserved the following I had.
Really?
Because it's like
but I don't
crazy. Really feel like I did that much for it. Whereas with YouTube, I put my heart and soul in it. I'm working, you know, long hours to get the videos done to a standard which I think that's a really good video. And even though the numbers aren't crazy, you know, I'm just kind of getting started. But I enjoy the process and much more. It's way more fulfilling. Like it seems
you're working for those views, and
exactly.
Perhaps the views count for a little bit more. It's like that. Like people have to. Whereas you say like the For You page or whatever, you just flick through.
Yeah.
People stumbling across your video. People have to check for you a little bit more on YouTube.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? They have to invest a little bit more.
Yeah, they do. And it's
you know what I mean?
Way more rewarding. Like when you see those comments under your YouTube, like great editing. Like I saw a comment and it was like, oh, those quick cuts and those like zooms in the explaining part was so sick. And I was like, oh, do you know that?
Yeah.
I love that because I've purposely put that in there and I've gone to loads of effort to do that. With TikTok, it was literally just pick up the phone. Today we're doing this. Zip, 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 zip. There it is. Top comment picks the next mod and boom. 200, 300,000 views minimum. Crazy.
And although I know you kind of don't feel like it's worth as much as YouTube, whatever, I still think you should be fucking proud of that, bro. Because you had an idea.
Yeah.
You've done the idea. You utilised it. You fucking executed it. You killed it.
Yeah. No, and I think...
That's big.
I think the thing that I look back on and I think like, yeah, I'm happy I did that. A, because it gave me, you know, a platform to do other things off. Like people, like a lot of people kind of knew who I was or, you know, more specifically about my car. A lot of people know about my car. And that gave me kind of the momentum to go onto other platforms. So I'm really glad that I did it on that side of things. But when it comes to the idea and the execution of the idea, the thing that I knew would separate me from other people is the fact that I actually did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
Because there's a load of people that would just be like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, yeah. End up selling the car a month later. They end up not doing what they were saying they're going to do. And people just get fed up.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where, you know what, I'm actually going to do what everybody wants me to do because it'll be funny. I'll put a pink fluffy steering wheel if you want, which ended up happening. It was just a funny watch, like, he's actually going to do anything we say. Let's comment. Like, I want my comment to be next. And that's why I got kind of traction. So, you know, I'm glad I've done it and I am proud of it. Yeah. But it's... you feel like you've got to move on. Yeah, I feel like, you know what, where do I go from there? Like, you know, obviously 1 million followers on TikTok, that was my goal from like, as soon as I started the Shitbox series and I saw the growth, I was like, I want to get to 1 million. I want to get to 1 million. Like, that'd be so sick. And then I got there and it was just like, so quickly, and I was just like, bro, I go to 2 million next, but what? I don't know. And
what are you on? What are you on now?
1.2. So 1.2. It's literally stayed there for about a year.
Really? Because the idea kind of become not such a new thing.
It's a bit of that, but it's also it is a bit of that, but it's also the fact that I just haven't been putting my work into it. Like if I really wanted to, I could maybe be on 1.4, 1.5 if I really put everything into it, but. I don't know.
Do people know this? 'Cause I didn't know. Like, I don't know if it's a bit of an exclusive or this is well known, because again, I watch your TikTok stuff, but when I'm on TikTok, I'm at work. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm getting to the good stuff.
Yeah.
But like, do people know this on TikTok, or is it you still trying to hold that platform down?
That's the thing. Like, obviously I try and juggle it, but most of my time and effort goes into YouTube because it's what I enjoy. It's what I know, if I do get the growth, is what's going to pay the bills in the future. But yeah, the people on TikTok are like, oh, why aren't you not posting? Like, what are you doing? Like, you got this platform, you're not doing anything with it. It's like I'm moving over to YouTube. That's where I want my focus to be in the future, because I can see a future there. Yeah. I can't see a future just doing TikToks. If I want to do what I want to do, which is crazy builds, like buying different cars, like testing the cars, like having fun, like creating videos. I love the creation and building that catalogue of videos that you're proud of. Yeah. I love that feeling. Yeah. But with TikTok, I just don't feel like it's the same.
Yeah. So you say like a video feels like a bit like a more of a throwaway video.
Yeah, and it feels like it's the kind of thing you just chuck on your Instagram story. Like, you're right, guys. Like, I saw your Instagram story this morning. Like, oh, yeah. The podcast.
Yeah.
But the time that it took you to film that is literally the time it took to film a TikTok. Right. It's just it's crazy. So that's why, like, I don't know. For me, the fulfillment wasn't there. Yeah. Which is why I'm going on YouTube, and I absolutely love YouTube. Even though, man, the numbers, it's such slow growth. Like, this morning I went up 100 subs. I was like, yes. That's
kind of sick. Do you know what? We're crazy though, yeah, because it's crazy because like 100 people that want to follow your shit is a lot of fucking people.
Exactly, bro. And it's like, what I mean? And with YouTube, that I feel like the numbers aren't inflated. So when I see 50,000 views or 20,000 views or whatever it is, I feel like that's 20,000 people. With TikTok, I feel like, it's got 1 million views, but one person who's been on their TikTok, during that session, they would have scrolled through probably about 50 different videos. Yes, yeah. And when you're on YouTube, you maybe watch 1 or 2.
Exactly.
So it's like,
they've chose to dedicate their time to you.
Rather than them just stumble across a video because it's worked with an algorithm.
Yeah. So and they're subscribing too. Yeah. No, hang on. No, it's the same, innit? You follow. Subscribe.
Thing is, even the following mechanism on TikTok's far easier. It's right next to the like. It literally just, boom. It's less simple. Like, obviously.
Bro, I've hit it by accident. I'm like, I'm following this. How the fuck am I following this person? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah,
bro, exactly, bro. So it's one of those things where, like, everyone on TikTok has an account. Everyone on, like, YouTube, some people watch without an account, so they might not be able to subscribe because they're not logged into a YouTube account. Because you can still watch YouTube without an account, but you can't watch a TikTok without an account. Yeah. So it's just by default, there's just more people that are available to follow you, and they're gonna stumble across your videos more because they watch like 50 to 100 TikToks per session. So on YouTube, you only get 1 or 2. Like, when I'm on YouTube, I watch 1 or 2 videos before it's taken too much of my time. I need to go and do something else. Definitely. So that's why I feel like the numbers on TikTok, on YouTube, it's way more representative of like the people who are actually into your content and like they've chosen to watch you, and it's more rewarding. Yeah. And